Good morning, everybody. How are we today? A beautiful Thursday morning here in New Jersey. Thursday, May 21st, 2020. Welcome to class. Dan, Adam, Shannon. Hello, hi, welcome. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning so far. How many of you were outside yesterday for the 2-hour wave parade that lasted 4 hours? Because that was kind of cool. That was really cool. Hopefully you stood by for that, even if you're not a senior. That was a lot of fun. I got a video to work on this afternoon. Looking forward to piecing that together. It's going to be fun. Ooh. Nope. Matthew is here as well. Good morning. All right. Well, I'm going to get right into it. If folks trickle in, they're going to trickle in. We don't have a very long class today, and so I'm thankful and grateful that you folks are here. One of the reasons we did our screening last class, and that was really, really awesome. I was hoping to get a jump on those grades, but what did I do Tuesday? Oh, I spent 7 hours editing student council election videos, and so grading got pushed a little bit. I'm starting with my 3B class. My B-Day classes actually were ahead of you on this project. I think given when we came back from spring break, it kind of offset A-Day normally leading the charge. And so I'm just going through them first, which is a nice change of pace because I normally start with your class. 2A is the first class I have. So normally you're the first one. But so far, grades across the board have been pretty good. The only thing that's hitting people is some of those nitpicky things that I talked about last time, right? We're missing uses of text. We didn't get all the shots that we needed, or some other small things. And so what I wanted to just take some time today, probably no more than like 5 or 6 minutes, maybe a little bit more. You know, I like to talk a little bit more, and just go over our reflective piece, which is posted on Classroom now. So if you're checking this video later, it is posted. Okay. Here's the thing, though. So the due date for this assignment is set for Tuesday before class. All right. Today's Thursday. I don't see you tomorrow. We're off Monday. Okay. So I will see you again Tuesday of next week. So the assignment's due before then. And part of the reason why I want to move quick and keep this class short is if you know that you were going to set aside an hour of time for this class now, my encouragement to you, and we welcome Jake. Hi, Jake. My advice to you now would be, you know, my reflections aren't the lengthiest assignments. If you've got 40 minutes to get that done now, get it done now before you head into a 3-day weekend, because I can guarantee you it might not get done over that 3-day weekend. Because you should be using that time to be with family, to relax, to unwind, but be smart about your social distancing and all that stuff too. I wouldn't be running off to any barbecues or big parties or things like that. So I'm going to just move through some of those questions just to kind of give you an idea what I'm looking for. You know, I like to do reflections at the end of projects because I always think it's a good idea once you kind of come off that creative endeavor and you have that satisfying moment of, okay, the project's done. And hopefully, ideally, okay, the project's done, and I feel really great about it. You might also have the project's done, and I really don't think I did that well. Or you say, the project's done, and it was terrible. But the fact that it got done at all is still a good thing. And I think once you get over that initial hump of, okay, I feel great about it, like let's let that creative high kind of subside, and then take a minute to sit back and think about what we did, what we can do better. And so this had a lot more tech components to it, right? There was a lot more obstacles that stood in your way, not preventing you, but that could have gone wrong, right? In class, Mr. Leonard, my computer's not working. Mr. Leonard, I can't sign into Adobe. Those are all things that I can troubleshoot pretty quickly and get you back on track. But the things that we can't control now is, did your phone work properly? Was the internet connected at the time you tried to upload, or was there an issue uploading a clip? Shannon, right, we had that issue with the time-lapse clip going up there, and thankfully Liana chimed into that conversation and got us through that. So that was a great group effort. Was Google Drive not working? Could we not import in the WeVideo? Did WeVideo present some problems? Right, there's just a lot more things there. So seeing as how this is a project that I've never done before, it was something I came up with specifically for our current situation here. I thought it would be something that would be simple enough to do, but so open to really do whatever you want. That this feedback is pretty crucial. And so I want to make sure that I run through it pretty quickly. And then we might wrap for the day. And I just to give you that time to get on this, my B-Day classes, I went through this with them yesterday. And so I'm collecting it from them tomorrow, and I'm going to meet with them, but we're not going to really have a class. And so, because I don't want to get into new stuff and then take 3 days off and I won't see them for almost a week. So let's move over here and just take a look at this. It's up on Classroom, so like if you want to follow along while I'm moving through things, you can, but I have the document up here and you should see my face in the corner. So it's 11 questions, 10 technically. The last one's a little open space for you. I'll explain that in a bit. And I understand I'm talking fast. I am trying to give you as much time to work on this as you like during our time period now, so that it's off your plate and done with before heading into a weekend. And coming into Tuesday's class, you're just going to be like, all right, everything's in, I'm good, let's start fresh. And that is the plan. I will keep you posted if things on that nature change. All right, so, okay, I'm going to breathe for a sec, I'm going to sip my coffee, and then we're going to go. Delicious. All right, so I tried to structure this in a similar fashion to I would, or at least to mirror our production cycle. So the first few questions are about pre-production and planning, and then we get into production and then some tech stuff and editing. So the first question is just very simply, what was the most difficult part of conceiving an idea, coming up with an idea that would work within the 2 to 2.5 minute time frame? I have no doubt that everyone in class has a ton of different skills that they could have picked for this project, and I'm sure part of the decision in what they chose to pick was based on, okay, there are parameters to this project, what makes the most sense for me to do that could fit those parameters either simply or easily or the best, right? You might have a skill set that, oh man, I couldn't teach this in 2.5 minutes, so this might be a really bad decision. And I'm not going to pick on Shannon too much, but yours was a great example of that skill in real time. You said takes about a half an hour to do. So, okay, we're condensing a half an hour of real time activity into getting that information across in 2.5 minutes. And like, I'm sure that was a factor that a lot of people had to struggle with is, yeah, I can teach someone how to do something I'm good at, but I can't do it in 2 minutes. And therein lies part of the challenge in this assignment is let's get down to the bare essentials, and then creatively can we find a way to get a lot of information across in a short amount of time. So on that note, question 2, was there anything you wanted to do for the video but couldn't because of the project requirements and constraints that I had in there? And so that one is specifically asking because of not even the time limit, but because of the 7 uses of text, the 15 required shots, the 5 required shot types, did those 3 things, force you to change what you wanted to do in your edit or as a product because you had to hit those requirements? And one of the big things I was really trying to avoid with those was with the 15 shot one, and there were a few people that just disregarded that, was to essentially, okay, I'm going to teach you guys how to type on a keyboard, and they did the whole thing holding their phone with one shot, and that was it. And anyone can do that. But we have the ability to edit and to make our products and videos look a lot better, all right? And if we present ourselves in the right way and we get those shots, it's going to help make that video look a lot more professional and believable. Because trust me, if I'm learning how to do something, I would much rather follow the person that has well-structured shots and a script and a voiceover and titles, as opposed to, the jabroni that's holding their phone and trying to walk me through something. All right. And if you've looked up how-to videos on YouTube, you've come across those. It's the same reason why, if I'm trying to find a video clip from a TV show, I'll go find the actual clip and not the clip of the guy that recorded it on his phone while it was playing on his TV, right? There's a difference there. So I'm just curious if some of the things in the project that I was asking for forced you to change what you wanted to do. Question 3 apparently just disappeared because we go right from 2 to 4. 4 and 5. How did you utilize your time on this project? Okay, the structure of our class during that production and post-production time frame were a little bit different. All right. I don't think there's been a class since March that I haven't streamed live, and that included the 2 production days and the 2 post-production days. So question 4 was, how did you utilize your time? All right. And was the class time that we dedicated to production and editing helpful for you in getting work done? Okay. And that could be also, work for other classes to free you up to do this project later. I said that a whole bunch during those streams, that I was there to help with questions and answers, with troubleshooting, with, hey, Mr. Leonard, I'm kind of stuck here. What should I do next? Right? I wanted to make sure I was available. And if you capitalized on that, great. And that takes us to question 5. Did you utilize those days for production and post-production work? Oh, that was question 6. Sorry. To get help from me, right? Did you come to those streams and pop in and say, hey, Mr. Leonard, quick question, and then go? Or did you come in and say, oh, today's an edit day? Okay, cool. Mr. Leonard, I have your stream up. I'm going to edit one tab over so that if I have a question, I can come over and ask you. If you did, great. Were those days helpful? And if you didn't, how come? There's not a wrong answer for this. You can very honestly say, and with all feedback, of course, I always want your honest and open take on things. No, Mr. Leonard, I didn't come to those classes because I felt really confident in my ability to get the project done, and I didn't think I would have needed your help. So that project, that question, again, honest and open, like, let me know if you didn't need that time to be with me or ask a question. If you felt good, that's great. Part of that is a little skewed towards the folks that did not come to class or did not ask for help during class time, but then emailed me 17 times asking questions that I know I went over in class or was available for them in class. And so I want to know what was going on there. All right. So question 7, from the start of the project, which was April 27th or 28th, depending on the letter day, I don't remember, to our due date, which was either the 15th of last week or Monday and Tuesday of this week, did you feel that there was too much time, not enough time, or just enough time to get the project done the way that you liked? I think anyone could argue that if you really scrambled and pushed yourself, you can get this done in like a day. All right, but that's not to say that it's going to look good, and that's not going to say that if you had more time, then it could have been better. All right, you should always look at a project, and especially when you're up against the clock, as all projects tend to be. Okay, the faster you move through stuff, the less quality you put into your video. But there's always a limit, right? You can never have a project that endlessly allows you to work on it. Whether it's for me, whether it's for a movie that's going out to theaters, at some point you have to say, okay, it's done. All right. My question is, did you allot yourself enough time, and did I allot you enough time to make you feel like you can work on it in a way that you didn't feel rushed, you didn't feel pressured, and you were able to say, okay, I put enough time into this to feel that it's finished, and it's finished the way that I like. Now, the caveat to that is, if you, on your own, underutilized the time that I gave you or waited to the last minute, then that would be a oops on you, not an oops on me. So again, this is the honest part. If you felt that there was just enough time, great. If you felt there was too much time, okay, that may be a little bit less great, but that's going to help me shape some of the decisions I make for our next project. And so I want to know that, right? There's a difference between me giving you enough time and you underutilizing that time, just like there would be as if I didn't give you enough time and you had to cram to do it. All right, that'd be a little bit more on me because I didn't give you enough. So just let me know there how you felt about the duration that we had. That's a long time if you think about it. It was a little over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks even, for a 2 to 2.5 minute video, tons of time. I mean, in class, we would have done this in like 3 classes. All right, 8 and 9 are about roadblocks that you had. Okay, so 8, what were some of the non-tech related issues or obstacles that you faced in working on your project? Maybe you said to yourself, oh, okay, I'm going to shoot Wednesday afternoon and I'm going to teach everyone how to make, my famous scrambled eggs. All right, well, maybe Tuesday, I don't know, mom or dad made a 10-egg omelet and all of a sudden you're left Wednesday with no eggs going, but I was going to do my project. Like that would be like a little hiccup or obstacle. I'm curious if things like that happened. 9 is strictly tech-related stuff, all right? So were there some tech-related obstacles that stood in your way? Did our Chromebook break halfway through the project? Or did it break in the beginning and we didn't get it back for another week, fixed and repaired and ready to go, and you kind of had to start a little bit later? Did your phone die in the middle of recording? Did you run out of space on your phone? Did you have issues uploading or bringing into WeVideo? Were there issues in WeVideo? Please be extensive here. I want to know because this is going to help build a case for continuing along with certain types of work. And so if there are a lot of issues in one area, I want to be able to address that, okay, on my side, in class, with some tech help, whatever I can do to make sure that we kind of look at that and go, okay, this was an issue last time. So let's reflect on that and see how we can change our process so that it's less of an issue next time. Question 10 is a question that I would really like for you to just ponder a minute on. Take 60 seconds, okay? Did this project have value to you? Think about it for a minute, because I think our instinct is, all right, and I get it, I'm putting myself in your shoes. In school, you have X amount of subjects and X amount of classes and so much work, and eventually some of those things that you have to do are things that you just don't really want to do or aren't as important as some of the other work that you enjoy doing or classes that you enjoy taking. And so I think initially our instinct can be for this question, well, of course it didn't. I don't care about this. And it doesn't matter. Right? That's just as easy. It's work. I don't want to do it anyway. So of course it doesn't. I want you to think beyond it's work, it's an assignment, it's a school thing. Move past that a bit. I want you to think about maybe what the project was really all about from the beginning. This wasn't about giving you guys an assignment to do to keep you busy for 2.5 weeks. All right. It wasn't about, oh, we need to do video stuff because we're a TV production class and this is a simple way to do it. Those are true statements, but all right, the value in this project comes from a few things. One, I made you guys kind of look inward and say, okay, what am I really good at? And I know that when times are tough, one of the hardest things for me to do, all right, when I'm feeling like really bad about myself, believe it or not, one of the hardest things for me to do is accept a compliment, because you just don't want to hear it, right? You get in that mood and you're like, yeah, all right, whatever. You're just trying to make me feel better. Sometimes making yourself feel better is a skill that you should learn and develop, because when things are hard and you are on your own, you might not have the ability or the luxury of having a friend nearby or a family nearby to say, hey, cheer up, things are going to get better. But when you can start to identify things that you're really good at, all right, as small as they are, okay, that's a really good way to kind of kick your brain and say, hey, you know what? I do have value as a person. And so this project was more about looking inward and trying to find something that you really care about, that you think you're really good at. And again, it was phrased in a way, I am really good at this, blank, fill in that blank, all right? And then it immediately went to you being the expert on that subject for this video, okay? I think it's amazing that the number of skills that people can have is endless, and I'm jealous of skills that people have that I don't, and I'm sure vice versa. But one of the coolest things you can do when you do have skills in a very particular area is teach someone how to do it the way that you do it. And part of this is less about making the video and more about being able to communicate a skill set to someone and then make the visual representation of that lesson, which is what the class is for. So shrug past it's classwork. Of course not. Think about the things that you went through when you made this. And if you felt that was an interesting or fun or exciting use of your time, cool. I think that's great. So put some thought into that question. This is not a precursor for me to say, okay, Mr. Leonard's hinting that everyone needs to say yes because he'll be offended otherwise. Absolutely not. If everyone comes back and says, no, Mr. Leonard, I already know how to do this and I don't really care if other people know how to do it my way. Okay, like that might help me go, yeah, maybe this is a project that I either tweak or just get rid of down the line. And then finally, question 11. All right, tell me anything you think I need to know about the project, your experience on it, or things I can improve upon it next time if I so choose to keep it. This could be a little anecdotal if you want to open up here. Listen, everyone's situation at home, with school, with family is very different across the board. And so trying to come up with something that was going to be able to be accessible to everyone is very challenging. And so if you had a home thing going on during the middle of this project that just completely derailed you or took priority, I understand that entirely. And you don't need to get into specific details, but if you were just like, hey, Mr. Leonard, I had a week where, I thought my brother was sick and I kind of locked down. Okay. Like, I think that puts into perspective then what I'm seeing when I watch your project. And I think that's okay, as long as you're comfortable with that. And if not, you can be like, nah, everything's good. So kind of 11 is up to you. Okay. I tried to move as quick as I can. I probably elaborated too long on some things. So here's the deal. I'm going to hang for probably like 2 or 3 minutes because honestly, I don't have much more to say. And if I can give you 20, 30, 37 minutes to maybe get this done, one less thing on your plate for when we get back from our long weekend, and one less thing that you have to worry about on that Monday, which is going to feel like a Sunday, and you go, crap, I totally forgot that reflective piece. So jump on that now if you can. If you have any questions on what I just went through, ask them in the chat. Like I said, I'll be around for a few minutes. But if you want to go get started on that, go for it. And hopefully that is a quick way to get through an assignment, get it in, get it done, give me some honest feedback as always. And then, start to know that you're heading into your weekend with a little bit less on your plate. That's the best way to do it. So if you got questions, throw them there. I'm going to hang for a bit. Otherwise, enjoy your afternoon. I won't see you tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend. All right, we'll touch base on that Tuesday of next week. And everyone be happy, be healthy. I'm going to bring my mic down, but ask a question if you got it. If you're trickling out, just say, see you later, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, Dan. Thank you for saying bye. Adam, do you know what it says? Oh wait, you can't see it. It's kind of weird, but I don't know what it says. I probably should have known that before I bought it. And do you know who that is, actually? I was afraid of wearing this because it's such a weird shirt. I think it's Japanese, though. Or it's not. I have no idea, which makes me sound really ignorant. I apologize. Mr. Okay. Yeah, this was his name's Jared Petty. He used to write. He was a journalist for the video game website IGN. He became like a personality for them and a journalist for them. And he taught in Japan for a couple years, which I think is a really cool idea. And he's a podcast now. He does his own stuff. But I'm always a big fan. I'm a big fan of his work, so I wanted to support him. So I bought his T-shirt. I thought it was kind of quirky and cool. I'm glad that you like it, though. Yes, he has a podcast called Pockets Full of Soup. He's got the Top 100 Games podcast. He does a lot of stuff. He's a very fascinating person. I actually wore this last night in my stream for a little while, and I was like, it's still good to wear today. And I was like, I wonder if students will make fun of me for having a bald guy on my shirt. It is not me, actually. Holy crap. Sorry, I'm looking at myself. No, it's not me. It's not me. All right, gang, I'm going to shut it down now. So again, I hope you enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday. Grades for the project, they're going to trickle in. All right, there's a lot of video stuff on my plate for the school, and I'm not saying your stuff is less important, but when my boss's boss is in that video, I kind of have to nudge it to the fore line here. So grades will trickle in for the video projects, and if you have questions on those when they get sent back to you, shoot me an email, let me know. Otherwise, I think they're going to be pretty great. Okay, that's it. I'm done rambling. If you have questions on the assignment, email me. If you need anything from me in the next couple of days, email me. I will be unfortunately tethered to my computer doing some video work and stuff, so I'll be within an eye's reach of my my email if you shoot me a letter. All right, I will talk to you all later. Have a wonderful weekend. See ya.